So what we're going to address today is what to think about when you're selecting a home in the right neighborhood. There's a few different things you should probably consider. We're going to start with the neighborhood itself. It's important to visit an area of town that you're thinking of building in at different times of the day. These neighborhoods have personalities. They're going to look a little bit different than they do in the morning versus the rush hour traffic in the afternoon. You need to look around and talk to people in the neighborhood. Introduce yourself. Tell them you're waiting to move there, or you're looking forward to moving there. What do they think? The best resources for a neighborhood aren't necessarily the real estate agent or the seller. You need to believe what the people living there experience. Is there a sewer system treatment plant down the street? Does a train come through? A lot of these things people tend to forget about because even like a train, you get used to these noises. However, being new to the neighborhood might not be all that easy for you. Is there an HOA association? How much do they charge? How well do they do on the snow removal, for example, or taking care of yards if that's something that's part of your benefits? These are all important things that are very specific to your neighborhood that I think you need to do some research on. I would even go so far as to say that I would talk to city governments, or at least read the minutes from the meetings from the city council. See what issues they're addressing as a city council in your specific neighborhood. What's happening in your neighborhood? Are people improving their properties, or are things getting kind of run down? These are all important things you need to consider when you're choosing a neighborhood or a part of town to live in. In addition, many real estate agents or people, business owners, will put different neighborhoods on YouTube. You'll see a few of mine on my YouTube channel, but if you're thinking about something like the South Hill or something in Liberty Lake, you'll be able to find some videos what life is like there. We all know what it's like when we live here, but when you're coming to the area, if you're only here for a short period of time, experiencing the neighborhoods for that short period of time may not give you a true reflection of what that neighborhood's all about. In fact, visiting that neighborhood at different times of the day is very, very important, but more specifically, there are crime stats out there, for example, or school testing statistics that are out there. So you'll be able to tell what the school district's like or what the crime levels are like. I have some of these links on my website, which is down below. Some of the other issues to consider when you're making a specific purchase on a home. So once you've satisfied yourself that you like the neighborhood, that it's got the services you need, there'll be the specifics about the home. Has the tax rate gone up recently? Are other homes in your neighborhood owned or are they rented? This may make a difference on your decision to buy if everything's being rented in that particular neighborhood, because maybe renters don't necessarily take the same pride in a home as you would if you owned it. Are there a lot of people improving the value of their home by updating things? Ask your insurance agent, what would it cost for me to insure my home here? See if it's different than when you're coming from a different area or even a different state. These are all things you should probably be asking yourself before committing to the purchase of that home. Another thing to consider when making a decision on a neighborhood or particular home is consider that you're going to be in this place for probably the next 5 to 7 years. Now, some people say, oh, no, we'll stay there so much longer, but that's the average in our country is 5 to 7 years to be in a home. So if you have a family and it's just two of you, will this neighborhood accommodate your growing family? Is there places for you to go to dinner, for you to go to the playground, for schools? Are there places for you to go to the gym? Is there public transportation? And you may have a car today, but what if it breaks down? Can you get around in your neighborhood? Is there a bus line? These are all simple things that we may not consider because you're excited. It may be just two of you. You may be having a family someday, but you need to look for these things in your neighborhoods because they're important. They'll be convenient for you and it helps your growing family. The bottom line is you need to do your research. Don't take for granted what people are telling you. Start to look at that yourself. One of the resources will be my website. If you're considering living in Eastern Washington, I have links on my website which will give you school grades, will give you crime statistics, and an overall feeling for many neighborhoods. I'm Tim Olsen. I'm a real estate agent with John L. Scott.